Still got the Hustler bale feeder, but I've found one little trick with it, that it's quite hard to get these latches off. So if you keep tension on the string when you put it down, it comes off easy as. Just one little trick. These bales are also pretty wet, so I've found that it's easier to put them up like this and then cut them. Also found that they're quite hard to latch too, so you need to come in on a bit of a, there we go, easy as. I just come in a little bit not off straight, so the wheels are just a little bit like facing that way, and it latches the best I find. But good morning everyone, so I've just loaded up a bale. I'm going to go and give my cows that. They're still getting a bale in the morning. Dad's cows are also getting a bale in the morning, so we're just going through 2 a day. It's a beautiful day here in the Waikato. We had 63 mils of rain yesterday, which was well needed because the last rainfall before that was about 40 days ago. So things are starting to look green. This little bit of sun today is certainly going to help with a bit of grass growth. We are pretty short on feed at the moment, but as you can see from behind me here, we don't have too many bales left either. Just need to have a little bit of a count up those. So there's 9 on the bottom there, plus those 2 and that one make 12, and then there's 4 up top, so that's 16. So at 2 a day, that gives me 8 days left of baleage, and then I'll be out. So I could sort of see that coming a couple of weeks ago when there was just no rain in sight. We were getting short of feed, there was no grass around. So I rang up Darcy and I asked them if there are any baleage around. So I have actually bought 60 bales from down the road there. It's permanent grass baled this summer, so they shouldn't be too bad. Haven't been delivered yet because they've been busy doing maize. The truck and trailers have been busy, so I might give them a ring this morning and see if I can get them delivered well in the next week, because I'll need them in 8 days time. Happy cows. But this morning I've just put the pallet forks on. Dad's gone to town and got the lifting chains for those troughs. Put the trailer on the Canaan tractor, and we're just going to go and put these in place, ready to sort of plumb them in, while the grass seed hasn't gone in yet. So they're pretty easy. They've just got these hooks that fit in like that. And these troughs come with these eyes in them. And then you just hook the hooks on and lift them. Easy as. Just shortening the chains up, they're just a little bit long, just make it a little bit easier. Don't have to lift the loader quite so high there. Bingo, boom, easy as. Hope they fit on the trailer, it might be a little bit wide. So put one of the edges down. Might be right. So, just like that. It's actually pretty good having this tractor for this, because when I put the other new troughs in a couple of years ago, they're a size smaller than these ones, and that Landini tractor struggled a bit to lift them. So I don't know how it would have gone with these, because these are a bit heavier. But it just makes it so much easier having this tractor. And those pallet forks, good investment. The other good thing about using these chains though is that you can move the trough or spin the trough to where you want it. Like that. That's pretty good. It's good having a bit of water in the bottom though, because you can see which way it's leaning. But that is pretty level. It's maybe sloping down this way just a little bit, but be good enough. And the fitting is just there with the pipe, so that'll be an easy, might just have to dig a little bit out of there, no major. What I would usually do though is like put a bucket of sand down there, sort of smooth it out just so it can sit on that, and you can sort of level it out easier than just straight on dirt. But I don't know, that seemed not too bad. I will put some soil around it, I think. Just take a bucket load out and put it on the low side so cows don't sort of cave it in on that side. I think that'll probably work alright. So this is the one where he wants to put it between the two paddocks. Lucky I came prepared. I'm just going to push it or drop it down as far as we can get it in, and then I'll just push it with the forks under the fence, because I didn't cut those top two wires over there. It's not going too bad. So that one's in place, but it's not real level. This side's just down a little bit, it's not too bad. But what we were thinking, we'll just come over at a later date, lift it up and just whack some sand under there to level it out. And the other thing was that it'd look nice like with this bullcock cover right under that wire there, to sort of give them half of each, whereas that's sort of blocking that side off. But then if you need to change the ball cock, you're right under the hot wire, so maybe it is better off to the side like that. It's easy to get to. Still a big trough, like there's still a lot of area over there for the cows to drink. Probably push it that way just a little bit, but I don't know, it's not bad. Pretty much half and half, I reckon. But while I'm here, this maize ground still needs to get drilled in annual, and just look at all the grass there. It almost needs like a roundup just to kill it all before we spray it. Like the annual will come up and it's going into maize next year, so it's not so bad, but yeah, it doesn't look real good. It's worse along the edges here too, which is always like that. But that willow weed, where it got wet in the winter down there, or when we planted, not in the winter, that's died out real good. But this paddock's getting power harrowed and then roller drilled, so it's not so bad from there. Again, not too bad, but it's not real level. It is sloping downhill a little bit. So what I think I might do at a later stage is just put the forks under there, tilt it up and just scoop some of that soil that's around here under it, and then dump a bucket around this edge here. I need to do it with that trough over there because you can see it's on a lean, and then the cows stand around this bottom side too, which doesn't help. I think that'd be the best thing to do. Also got to join this fence up. Won't be a hard job, just got to find time to do it. The wind's really picked up this afternoon though, and it is pretty muggy. There's a bit of a rain shower over there. It did say there were going to be thunder showers possibly. But I did just have a little thought, and I thought the easiest way to spray those paddocks out is probably just getting someone in to do it. So I gave Michael a ring from SprayLink, and he said he can do it in the next couple of days once the wind and the sort of weather dies down a little bit. He'll come in and spray them out with a bit of Roundup. And I thought that while he's here, I'll get him to do these two paddocks as well. Where the cows were this morning, they were just over that hill there, and this is one of the paddocks that I leased, so this paddock and that one over there, and then this is the boundary here. So my plan is that I really want to undersow this paddock, because as you can see, it is just not performing. It's probably one of the worst paddocks on the farm. It's just got this like mat around this hill here of this this sort of grass. I'm not sure what you call it, but it just doesn't grow that well. And then there's just places where there's heaps of weeds which are real patchy. See if I can find one. There again, it's just matted through there. Doesn't look too bad. The cows have just come out of here a couple of days ago. But what I really want to do is spray it out with a Roundup, kill everything, all these grasses and weeds and stuff like that. I'm going to probably do that paddock there too, and I also going to do where the cows were this morning, except I don't think I'm going to spray that one out. I'm just going to undersow it and see how they sort of compare to each other. But I was speaking to Darcy about it, and he said it'd probably be a good thing to spray it out and then you just kill everything and start with sort of like a blank canvas. There's obviously going to be weeds that do pop up in the future, but at least for now I'll be able to sort of control it and get a nice new grass coming up. So I'm going to do this paddock, that paddock, and yeah, like I said, do a trial over there. I'm going to put in Legion by Agricom. I've got 4 bags of that in the shed, so I should have enough. I might need to get one more bag possibly, but hopefully it sort of works, because when the cows come over here it is the longest walk and they don't really get a good feed. So I'm just trying to make these paddocks just a little bit more productive. But if you're thinking, why don't you just put those paddocks into crop, say grow maize over there? Well, there's a couple of reasons. The first off is that paddock I lease, Buck doesn't want maize there, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. That's who we rent it from. Plus it's on a real steep hillside. It's not real steep, but it's on a hillside, so if we did get a lot of rain, and we usually do around the time of planting, a lot of that topsoil will wash off, so I don't really want to do that. And the other reason is that I've got these couple of paddocks over here. It's this paddock which the tree fell over, the gum tree, and then the paddock just up there, and then over the other side is one of the maize paddocks. So what I want to do is I want to earmark this one for maize next year, and the reason being is that if you look down here, it is just all weeds. There's no grass whatsoever. Bit of clover coming through again, like down there, but not much ryegrass, and it's pretty much the whole bottom piece of this paddock is like that, and the hillside's a little bit scarce. It was an old crop paddock, this one, an old maize paddock, but that was probably sort of 8 to 10 years ago, and since being planted and grass back then, it just hasn't lasted, so it needs a good workup. What I'm thinking I might do is pull that fence out there and just plant both those paddocks of maize so it's easier. And I'm going to do the one on the other side, but I'm going to leave that fence in. Again, these are pretty central paddocks, like to the farm, or my block of the farm, but they just need working up and re-drilling. I could spray them out and drill them, but I need to find a couple of more maize paddocks for next year anyway, so these two would work out pretty good, I think. So that's where I'm at with this. I don't do a lot of regrassing, but I just feel that when we go through these summer dry periods or droughts, we just get a lot of summer grass come back, and just the grass that was there before, some of it doesn't, so you just get less and less, and you need to regrass at some point. So there's a few things to try in the next couple of weeks, which is exciting. Hopefully I can get these paddocks producing more than they have, which will be sort of a win in my book. But I'm also looking at getting a drill next season. I've been talking to Dad about it, like an old Duncan renovator. Something that's probably a little bit older, like an old tine drill. The only problem I have with getting something like that is I don't think I'll be able to drill the maize paddocks that we have. I don't think it'll drill into stubble too well. But if someone's watching and you have got one of those and you do drill into stubble, let me know. I'd be so interested to hear. But at least I can do all my own regrassing and plant chicory and stuff like that. So that's something we're looking at going forward. But I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. If you did, give it a thumbs up, that'd be awesome. And apart from that, see you next time.